what is the justification that that circularity is any more valid than a circular argument such as, I think the irreducible ultimate authority is... Well, he's going to reduce it to something akin to like...
Do we have any mods in the room?
The presupposition, right?
Okay, are there any mods in the room?
Nope.
Look,
Yeah,
I know you want to evade the question.
That's all right. I sent a notification to mod mail.
Are you just gonna mute someone?
Yo, Pogan, what you saying?
I mean, this is literally just like a direct inference, Pogan. It's not a circular argument. It can't be a direct inference from...
That's not what he's going... Look, that's not what he's going to say, right? If you ask him...
I don't care what he's going to say. You're claiming that's a circular argument.
Why don't you let me finish?
Wendell, let him finish.
Right? Look, you're going to
okay.
ask...
Please ignore Pogan. He's going to be exiled.
Yeah, you don't get to overtalk him. You're not in your own room.
You're not scared, so you're muting people.
Okay. So no, I'll explain my situation momentarily. Is there a mod here? Can you see the mod?
Yeah, there is. There's a mod here right now.
Okay, who's the mod? Who's the mod?
Viv.
Viv, I sent a message to ModMail that my ModMail message has to be enforced according to Doobie's rules. Please take care of that, Viv.
So I'm pretty sure, hold on, so this only applies in the atheist helpline, which is your chat.
No, it does not. No, it does not. It applies to all rooms. Yeah. Okay. Did you get the memo? Doobie sent out a memo to everybody.
No, you're
good. If you don't, okay. Listen to me. Stop fucking arguing with me.
No, all right, hold on. This doesn't apply in every room. Okay, this only applies in your room. You can do whatever you want in your room, but in this room...
Same with Mr. Batman.
Could I just finish my question, please?
You're unmuted
now.
Yeah, I'd just like to finish my question.
So the bottom line is nobody is neutral. Everybody has a commitment that something is absolute from which they derive
I'd like to finish
dependencies and the intelligibility for those dependencies. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's
Can
fine,
I hold on? Can I be heard better now?
The absolute is not necessitated.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Mal, so I'm ignoring you. So
I'd like to repeat my question since I was overtalked. I just want to repeat my question.
So if there's anyone here who wants to challenge,
is he going to be muted for overtalking?
Right.
Viv, are you going to mute him?
Can you not overtalk Pogan? He's talking right now.
Well, you cut me off because he wanted to complain about the fact that I was in the room.
Yeah, so if you want to make your question, I'm sure someone will.
Yeah, it's just a simple question, right? Why would we accept that God is verified in virtue of the Bible if the Bible, presumably the spoken word of God, right, just reduces to you saying God is true in virtue of him saying he exists, right? What about that circular argument is any more justified than somebody saying, I base everything off the laws of logic and they're self-verifying, they're self-evident? What is the substantive difference between those two views, Darth?
When we... All right, go ahead.
Well, that's good.
Because it doesn't seem like... Just one more...
Particularist. He doesn't actually
just one more comment, right? It doesn't seem like he's going to be able to appeal to anything other than just saying arbitrarily, oh, my view is virtuous and yours isn't, which is complete horseshit, of course.
I think you're going to have to say...
Pogan, he's an epistemic particularist. He doesn't actually use circular reasoning.
Ask him yourself. He's more than happy to concede.
I've listened to Darth a quadrillion times.
Look, I have also spoken to Darth quadrillions of times, and every single time he's asked that question, he's more than happy to concede that it is indeed circular. However, it's virtuously circular.
No, he always gives the thing about children can know things.
Let him finish.
Look,
he's still talking. Let him finish.
He's more than happy to concede that it's circular. So all we need to figure out at this point in time is why he thinks that specific circular argument is better than any other circular argument.
Pogan, have you ever seen him give the example with
I honestly think you're just obfuscating.
You're now over-talking me.
Yeah, Pogan, let him finish it.
So, Pogan, have you ever heard him give the example of a child, right, and how a child can know something without knowing how they know that thing?
Again, this is irrelevant to the question that I'm trying to get answered.
Could you answer the question, please?
Well, considering you're not Darth Dawkins, I'm not really
Window.
interested, right?
I'll
I
explain.
guess you haven't heard Darth Dawkins talk too many times. If you've never heard Darth Dawkins,
I just don't understand why you're obfuscating for him and trying to divert attention from the question that was asked.
Because you're
it just seems like you
things
want
about Darth
stop
that's
over
incorrect.
talking me. Stop over talking me. It just seems like instead of having an answer to that question be provided, you want to distract the room and talk about something else entirely. When I'm just asking the man a simple question. If it's not the case that his position reduces to circularity, he's free to say as much. But you're not Darth Dawkins.
So this is completely on topic. Darth Dawkins, right, doesn't make a circular argument. Instead, what Darth Dawkins does is he appeals to epistemic particularism.
Yeah, which reduces to epistemic particularism just reduces to saying, I don't have an explanation, therefore I can say this is explanatory in virtue of some arbitrary circumstance, right? Again, you are not Darth Dawkins. Stop talking over me. You are not Darth Dawkins. I'm asking
You're just asserting it's an arbitrary circumstance.
Why is he being allowed to interrupt me continuously?
Listen, when one person finishes talking, I'm gonna unmute the other person. I'm gonna mute the other person because you guys keep over talking each other.
I am asking a specific user in the channel a question, right? I'm gonna repeat the question, and if anybody other than Darth actually tries to respond to that question, I'm just gonna interpret it as obfuscation. So the question's this: if your position reduces to a circular explanation for God's existence,
answer it right now.
Why is it the case that circularity is more justified than any other circularity?
Okay, all right, great. We've heard that question, and the answer is very simple. When we reduce our axiomatic truths or laws of logic to God, God is our justification. When you take those same laws of logic and you reduce it down to, I don't know, our...
You're
roboting. I can't understand you.
I thought we were only letting Darth respond. What the fuck?
Well, he's look. I'll just save everyone on the trouble and explain what's happening. Right? This guy, Darth Dawkins, crushing atheism, whatever, has a really bad habit of avoiding very specific questions from very specific people, not in virtue of the fact that he thinks those people are bad or dishonest. Right? He just genuinely cannot answer the question. Hence why he's not speaking right now, and he tried to appeal to the moderator in the room instead of actually just responding. It's easier for him to get rid of people that know what the fuck they're talking about than actually have a substantive debate. Why do you think he just chills in his room all the time? It's not because there's anything about that room that invites better discussion, right? It's just because he's able to mute people he doesn't want to talk to.
So,
exactly.
That's why character assassination, and so I wanted to respond to your claim that epistemic particularism is reliant on some form of
I already said I'm not going to talk to you if you're not Darth Dawkins.
Well, you were talking to someone else that wasn't Darth Dawkins. What the fuck?
The difference is that I'm very familiar with that individual, and he is actually, number one, a Christian, number two, somebody that shares Darth's position, right? You just seem to be a hype man that's obfuscating and distracting from what the question is, so I'm not really interested in talking.
You're asserting that Darth, is using circular reasoning.
If you ask him the
question, circular reasoning.
Look, if you ask him the question yourself, he will say, as he has many times in the past, that yes, the position reduces to circularity. However, the substantive difference is that it's virtuously circular. I'm simply asking what the fuck that even means.
So hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Concrete is
Is my mic working? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Concrete, we can hear you. Let's hear your answer.
Mic check 1 2.
Right. Look, does anybody know what the Munchausen trilemma is?
No, London don't derail.
He claims to certain knowledge.
No, this is actually
London don't derail. We're getting Concrete's response given his Wi-Fi.
But this is relevant to the topic.
Wait, we'll come to you, alright? Come on, dude.
Cool.
Concrete, go ahead.
Let me just quickly, before Concrete starts, and I'll let him speak, right? Just let me remind the room of something. We're waiting for Darth to just answer the question. If he doesn't feel like talking to me, he can answer the question parroted by somebody else that he does want to talk to. All we can interpret from silence is that he doesn't have an answer to the question, or he thinks it's fatal to his position. If he's such a good debater, and he thinks I'm not done, and he thinks his faith in God is justified.
All right. So
All right,
concrete.
so here we are, right? All right, so basically the Christian point of view, and I don't want to speak totally for Darth because I might get it wrong and misrepresent his point. But as I understand it, is we all can analyze the world, the mechanisms of the world that aren't exactly physical, like the laws of logic, and we can say that those things exist, right? There is no debate about the existence of the laws of logic, reasoning, and so on and so forth. The Christians have a source for the laws of logic in this particular case, right? The atheists don't have a particular source for this particular mechanism that makes life in the world what it is comprehensible, right? So the laws of logic make things comprehensible. We know what that is, right? The source of that's God. That's what it all reduces down to. God is the source of the laws of logic. Atheists say, yes, we know the laws of logic exist. However, we don't know what the source is. So basically, it reduces to I don't know. When you ask an atheist the question, what created the laws of logic? They'll say that it'll all reduce down once you get past all the sophistry and all the nonsense. It'll get down to I don't know. So when you compare two worldviews,
We get it.
I
You don't
don't
need to. We
know
get it. We get it.
versus
But
hold
we get
on,
it.
I'm at the end.
Pogan,
Hold
don't
on.
interrupt him.
When you compare two worldviews, I don't know versus God did it. Ours is superior to I don't know. There you go.
Let's go over the question again and explain why that wasn't an answer, right? The question was this. If Darth's position reduces to a circular appeal to the Bible as self-attesting and therefore explanatory, right? Why is that any different from an atheist or anybody else saying, my position reduces to an irreducible foundation that the laws of logic exist, and I don't need an explanation beyond that? Concrete's answer, from what I understood, was just that he thinks God offers some mysterious superior explanatory power beyond just saying the laws of logic are self-verifying, that there's something specific about God that makes the appeal to circularity more justified. But that question is still on the table, right? If you say premise 1, God exists, premise 2, or rather the conclusion, God exists, right? And we don't already believe the conclusion, that is to say, we don't already think God exists, there's nothing in that argument that would lead somebody to think that God exists, right? It's just
Yeah, we
begging
get it. We get it. All right,
Stop
here's your
talking over
answer.
me.
I
Stop
get
talking
it.
over me. Stop
Fucking A,
talking over
Pogan.
me.
Concrete.
You're
Stop.
long-winded.
Concrete.
Stop
No.
talking over me.
You're
This is
long-winded.
called-
We
Let
don't.
you finish. Why can't he?
This is called, and this is a fallacy that pretty much everyone knows of, this is called begging the question, which Darth, given my previous conversations with him, is very much guilty of. Now I'm going to ask the question a second time. Why is that circularity more justified than any other circular argument somebody could employ?
Okay, good, Pogan. So
He's
what
gone.
you've done, I get it.
All right, hang on. We do have to go back to
You're
London
trying to
at some point. He was
hold
trying
on,
to talk
Is
earlier.
Darth gone? Is Darth not in the
Yeah,
room?
Darth is
Lamau.
gone.
You
Fucking
have the
A.
floor, Concrete.
Hold
I'm just
on,
pointing it
Lamau.
out so we don't
Notice
forget.
that
Go
Darth
ahead.
would
Thank you.
rather leave the room than answer a
All right, so
totally
here's where
fair,
we are.
honest question.
Because you're not actually being. Anyway, I'm gonna answer the question.
What?
You wanna isolate the conversation to the circularity of our
Yeah, that was the question I
Yeah, because
asked.
that's what the fucking question was.
That's the question, yes.
Hold on. So you want? It's not even a question, right? You already know
Yes, it
the
is.
answer.
What are you talking
Hold
about?
on. So, okay, so the question is why is one better than the other? All right, great. If you want to say appealing to the mechanisms is sufficient for your epistemological foundation, so be it. I don't think it's sufficient. I don't think it's adequate of a worldview.
Then you
If
should
that's
reject
enough,
circular
if
arguments for
that's
God in the same way.
no. We don't listen. You want to leave it there that we believe in our axioms because we believe in our axioms and our axioms haven't failed us.
It's not
That's
what
fine. That's the paraphrasing of what you said.
you're kind
It's
of
not a problem.
what you're actually doing is straw
Oh,
manning, right?
okay. So you have
You're interpreting
okay. So
Hold on.
you're
external your
interpreting
axioms.
you're interpreting a
Okay,
question
what
as a
justifies your axioms? Your beliefs in your axioms. What
well.
justifies
Let me explain why I accused you of being dishonest just now, right? I think you're trying to straw man and interpret a question as a claim when it's very much just a question. I'm not necessarily making the statement that atheism is completely justified. What I'm simply asking is why somebody who doesn't already believe in God would accept a question-begging argument for God, and nobody, including you, has been able to answer that question in a satisfactory way.
All right, so this is the best way I can address this thing, right? Our epistemological circularity is totally justified.
Why?
Because if we don't use God as the justification for himself, it will be something else superior to God that would have to justify God. And that thing would be God and not the God we originally thought was God.
You're just
right?
equivocating on what the word God means.
No. You're missing the point, right? That if I am appealing to an ultimate authority, that ultimate authority is the only thing that can justify itself. Verify, justify, however you want to look at it. If something else, let's say I verified or you verified or justified that ultimate authority, you become the ultimate authority. And we're not worshiping God, we're not worshiping you because you are superior to God.
So wait. So somebody who says that the laws of logic are ultimate is therefore saying that the laws of logic are a deity? Is that your claim?
No. The laws of logic are simply mechanisms by which we comprehend the natural world.
That's another claim.
Okay, you can tell me what other purpose the laws of logic have besides what I stated, and then we can agree with that, right?
Wait, no, hold
That'll
on.
be the
So you're the
purpose
one
of the
making.
laws of
You're the
logic.
one making. No, concrete. You're the one making the claim. So the burden of proof lies
Yeah,
upon
we're
you.
pivoting. You're pivoting.
Let's
You're
go
pivoting
over it
right
again.
Now.
Let's
That's
hold
not
on.
pivoting right
Just
now.
let me
Alright.
just let me
Hang on,
interject.
guys.
Right? Just let me no. Stop.
London wanted to make a comment, guys.
Hold
Can we
on,
just
Lamar,
allow
Why?
one
him?
second.
London has nothing meaningful to
We
say.
can let him make
Really?
a comment after my interjection, right? We don't need to get
Well,
fucking
it's,
lost in the
very
weeds.
patient.
it's very
Just
pertinent to the
wait a
conversation at hand.
second.
One
Just
second,
wait a
please.
second. Look, let's ask the question again because you still haven't answered it. I'm not telling you that you need to appeal to a god necessarily. I'm simply asking you, and this is a conditional, right? If you believe in God and your justification for God is circular, which you've conceded it is, why is that circular justification more justified, right, than any other circular argument that could be posed? You still have not answered this question. I heard you explain in a limited capacity that you think any ultimate authority in any worldview would constitute a god, but that just seems to be equivocation on what we mean when we say God. Nobody in this room would say that the laws of logic being held as an ultimate authority means that the laws of logic are a god, right? I'm just waiting for an answer to the question I asked 15 minutes ago.
Does Darth
Yeah, it
have
seems a
mute
little
powers?
convoluted, but here, I'll
Does
try it
Darth have
again.
mute powers? Real quick. Does he have mute
No, he
No,
doesn't.
no,
Armenian,
yeah.
and be
Hold
quiet,
on.
please.
powers?
I'll try to understand. I'll do this, right? I'll ask some clarifying questions. If you aren't forthcoming with the answers, we know that you're not really interested in a conversation.
It's just a
and
yes
seeking
or
the
no
truth.
question,
Concrete, the
Concrete.
question
So
was
look.
directed at you.
If I ask you a clarifying question and you're not willing to give one for answer, I'll know that you're not really interested in a conversation or searching for the truth, right? So my clarifying question is very simply:
Concrete, you're just putting forward criteria for escaping the conversation.
Look,
Well, that's not entirely true. He wants clarification on what you're
a
asking.
litmus. Exactly, this will be a litmus test to whether or not you are an honest interlocutor or you're just here to blow V8 and grandstand. So
Poisoning the well.
I know. I'm actually priming the pump. It's not actually poisoning
No,
the well.
you're
Because
poisoning the well by attacking.
He will
Who the
show
fuck cares?
us.
Just ask
He
the
will
damn
show.
question.
Right.
He will
Everyone
show
stop
us who.
talking, or I'm
I'm
going to start
telling
muting
you
people.
who he is. He will
Okay,
show us who.
let concrete.
All right,
Okay,
great.
stop
Now
insulting
here we
people.
are.
Concrete, 1 second. Okay,
Here we are.
stop insulting people.
Oh
Okay,
my
make the
gosh.
point. Okay, and move
All right,
on.
here we are. So, Pogan,
Shit.
when you appeal to axioms or the laws of logic, is that your ultimate authority?
This isn't a clarifying question.
This isn't a clarifying question.
That's not a clarifying question?
No, because
asking something with respect to the question directed at you.
Hold on. Let's explain why.
We're talking about. Hold on. I'm gonna explain you why I asked the question.
Shut him up
right?
so I can answer. Right?
No. We're having a conversation. I'm gonna explain you why I asked the question. Because we're looking at God, right?
Am I gonna respond?
We're taking God.
All right, I've got this. Okay, you made me press the priority speaker button. Okay, the point of the matter is you tried asking a clarifying question, Concrete. Okay, he's trying to explain to you why it's not a clarifying question. Let him explain to you why it's not a clarifying question, and then you can just sort of like try and reformulate your response.
All right, great, no problem. You're right.
The issue is this, right? Once again, the original question has to do with.
No, tell me why it's not a clarifying question.
You're talking over me. It has to do with virtuous circularity, right? You're asking me a question about my worldview when the question was about your. Sorry, I cut out. And the worldview held by theists, right? You can interpret my view as non-theistic if you wish, but asking me a question about my worldview in no way pertains to a question that's about your worldview, right?
So you're not just going to answer my question.
You're not going to talk over me. You just want to poison the well
fucking painful, Pogan.
and drift away from the question. So I'm going to ask the question again, and if you try to move away, it's just going to be over, right? Here's the question again. If your God is justified circularly, somebody shut him up. If your God is justified circularly, why is that any more justified than another person using a similar circular argument for something like the laws of logic or something that's not theistic? That's the question.
The Concrete, when he asks you a question, and you pivot and respond with another question, that's not you answering his point. That's just you pivoting and trying to get away and weasel out of like the question.
Viv, here's what you don't understand, Viv.
Discussing is the Munchausen trilemma.
Hold on. Viv, what I thought I did was answer the question. He told me I didn't answer the question, so I'm asking some clarifying questions.
It's not a clarifying question.
In order to figure out where I went wrong, but he refuses to answer it. Because here we are talking about God versus laws of logic, right? Which we would say are his axiomatic.
Hold on. Pogan, I'm going to help you out. So Pogan, can you just again briefly explain why his question wasn't clarifying, please?
Asking me about my worldview in no way is relevant to his worldview, which is what the question is.
Hang on. I can try and help there. So a clarifying question is a question asked with respect to a question or statement which clarifies the question or statement which has been either asked or stated. You're not attempting to clarify what Pogan was asking. It's not a clarifying question. You're asking a question about his worldview, which is not clarifying his question.
Okay, all right, look, please, no droning on. So here we are asking why we appeal to God to justify God. God is my ultimate authority. The equivalent to what Pogan has used to say in his world as an equivalent statement to God appealing to justifying himself was he used the laws of logic, right? Or no?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the question you're answering.
Okay, so since you use the laws of logic...
You're just kind of moving away from the question here. It's escaping history.
Hold on. Since you use the laws of logic to compare to God, our epistemological foundation, justifying itself, I asked you a clarifying question, which is, do you consider the laws of logic your ultimate authority as we consider God our ultimate authority? Now, if you don't consider laws of logic your ultimate authority, that's fine. What we need to do is find out what that ultimate authority is. You appeal to it, and then we'll find a comparison. Then we will have an actual comparison between God and your ultimate authority, and then we can see why appealing to your ultimate authority.
Can I just
hold on?
Can I just reiterate for the rest of the people here that this has nothing to do with the question he's trying to answer?
Go ahead.
This has nothing to do with the question you were asked. That's why people keep telling you it's irrelevant and not a clarifying question.
This can be summed up rather easily.
So
what we're talking about right now.
Hold on, concrete. Hold on. London's been trying to help you. London has been trying to help you for a while. We're gonna let you.